Hello there. I'd like to show you a quick and really easy to do trick that you can pull off with Commodore 64 shoot 'em up construction kit. And the nice thing about this is, though you do need to use machine code to do it, it's just a one-line alteration, so it's actually a really nice way to just cut your teeth on doing some machine coding. First things first though, let's look at what we're trying to do. And what we have here, this enemy type, is part of a tank turret. And you can see the turrets going round and round. But there's no firing type that really suits that. If we're looking at the enemy's attributes here, we can see it's currently set to a random fire type. There's all sorts of different types. There's D for directional, that's the direction the whole enemy is moving in. There's the cross ones for firing 4 shots in opposite directions. There's all the single directional ones. But none of them suited a tank turret like this because it can be firing in a different direction as the vehicle is moving, but it can only fire in one direction, the direction the turret's pointing, and the turret's going round and round. So, well, if it's random, sometimes it's shooting in the right direction, sometimes it's shooting in completely the opposite direction from the turret. So that wasn't particularly helpful. I decided I wanted to see if I could make it more elegant. And thankfully there's a really easy way to do that. But have a look at it now in a running game, you can see what I mean. See? Yep, just willy-nilly. That's not exactly a nice effect. So, there's a quick way to fix this, but you have to use machine code for it. Now, the emulator I'm using is C64 SEUCK, and to get into the machine code monitor here, you press Alt and M, and there it is. I can't remember how you open machine code monitor on Vice, probably through a menu I would imagine, but it'll be there. All emulators have machine code monitor. And the address you need to go to, D for finding an address, 54EF, and that puts us somewhere in the middle of the firing routines. And the line we're looking for, there it is. LDA, that's load the accumulator, the current bit of data the machine is handling, with whatever's held in address 8000, comma for plus, and then the Y register. So, somehow that's generating a random number, or a pseudo-random number, really, but what interested me most was the Y register, because if you look up here, you can see 2 instructions. Inc, that's increment 5E3F, so that address, 5E3F, is going up by 1 every time the program runs. And then LDY, load the Y register, with 5E3F. So this number 5E3F is the Y we have here, and it's going up by 1 every time the program runs, just a steady climb. So since it is in fact a steady, predictable pattern I was looking for instead of randomness, I decided what would happen if I just took out that 8000Y and replaced it with this steady climbing number in the Y register. Would that take out the random element? So we change this line. So to change a line, you press A. I don't know what A stands for. Alter, maybe? I don't know. But, oh, assemble, of course. It's assemble, disassemble. Yeah, because it's assembly language. Yeah. Not important. When you want to change a line, shove an A on the front of it, and delete that. So, we're just changing it to that number above us, which is 5E3F. You don't need to type the $sign, that just gets added on anyway. And there we go. So let's have a look at that. Press Escape to get out, and let's have a look at that in the running program. And there we go. Nice steady firing pattern just all around itself in a circle. And it'll just keep on going like that. How I synchronize the animation, that's a bit more complicated, and to be honest, probably not worth going into, because it that sets right at the start of the game, and it's probably going to go out of sync as soon as another enemy of this type comes in. See, with this game it's going to be a flick screen game. I'm going to add in some more routines so that every time you move from one screen to another, it will reset that number and the tank will keep firing in the right direction. But in a scrolling SEUCK game, unfortunately you're only going to be able to get perfect synchronization like that with one enemy, which is a bit sad. I mean, there might be ways around it, but they wouldn't be easy. But the circular firing pattern, as you've seen, that is easy to get. That's just a one-line alteration, so that's something easy you could do to add in a different type of turret, or give your boss a more predictable firing pattern. And there you go, that's a very, very quick look at machine coding in SEUCK. I hope you find that useful for your projects. So, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.